I don't know why John's dating a high school boy. They're like dogs. You've got to clean them and feed them, and they just like jump all over you and slobber all over the place.
Ugh, get off!
Ah, as if.
And welcome back, spooky friends, to another episode of Crypts and Corks. I'm your host, DJ, here with my co-host,
Paul, as usual.
Paul, what a... all I have to say is what a fucking day already, and it's only...
It's 4 o'clock, girl. The day
It's
is
4:30.
like
It's like
over.
4:23. What a fucking day.
Why? What happened?
So, on my way over here, I wanted to stop for Panda Express and I wanted to stop at Target. Just the traffic. Like, people just being so idiotic. And I was on the Veterans Bridge coming over here.
Mm-hmm.
And this Jeep, thank God I was paying attention to it, because it was like, at no point could I see its turn signal.
Mm-hmm.
Because its rear end was behind my driver's side window. And its front end was ahead of me. So there was no seeing its turn signal. Mm-hmm. And it decided it wanted over in my lane right then. And actually started to swerve into my lane, drove me onto the shoulder of a bridge.
Oh, what?
And for some stupid reason, I did not think to lay on my horn.
Mm-hmm. Girl, that's Pittsburgh driving in general. Pittsburgh driving is insane.
It's insane, but it's not normally that insane.
That's true. Like, not them driving you to the whole shoulder of the road.
That was like attempted murder.
That's crazy. Like, I get it's a holiday, which, for those at home, we're filming, it's New Year's Eve right now. It's like, I get it's a holiday, but girl, like, what are you doing?
And I followed this bitch. Like, I was stuck behind them then. Mm-hmm. All the way across the bridge, through the tunnels. Mm-hmm. Actually, in the tunnels, I thought about turning my high beams on just to fuck with them. Then I was like, no, be the bigger person. And then I get on the other side of the tunnels, and they're they're doing it again, where I'm now in the other lane. And I can see them keep inching over.
Yeah.
So finally, I waited till they got to the far side, and I zoomed past them.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just like, oh.
People are crazy.
I hope that they do something in their car where they blow out all 4 of their tires, they scratch all of their paint, they get all the dents. I hope they're not hurt, but I hope their car is fucked.
Exactly. And then they have to pay all sorts of money to get a new car.
Exactly. How are you?
Well, I don't know if I'm as bad as you are, but we do have to talk. Because I am being haunted.
By who? My great-grandfather?
No, not him. I'm being haunted by straight emo boys on the internet.
Oh, no.
And you know what?
No.
Y'all know who I'm talking about, too. I'm talking about Sam. I'm talking about Colby. I'm talking about Jake and Johnny. I'm talking about these hot straight boys on the internet who are emo. They are so cute, but none of them are gay. And they are haunting me. And you know what? I think this is like, because I never got to go through my gay phase in high school, right?
What are you talking about, Willis?
Oh my god, did I say gay?
Yes, you did.
I meant...
And you literally were walking around with your knockoff designer person, your scars. We have had this conversation.
What I meant to say.
You didn't have your scene phase.
Yes, I never got to have my emo phase in high school. I asked my parents for one leather jacket, and they were like, nope. And they directed me right into the Aeropostale.
Why did they tell you no, though?
I don't know. I guess, like, the gay thing was enough. They weren't going to have a goth child,
because
too.
I, too, wanted the leather jacket in high school, and I was told no simply for the fact that it was too expensive, and it was like, you're not old enough to know how to take care of it, and there's no place you're going to go where you need a real leather jacket. Right.
But no, my parents forced me to be preppy all through high school and everything.
And to this day, you're preppy, you're clean cut, little twink, soft blue-eyed soft top. And I'm just I'm squinting at you because I'm trying to imagine you with like the piercings, the gauges,
right.
the Joan Jett mullet.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? I blame my parents for this, honestly. They made me dress preppy, and I'm gonna go through a late in life emo phase, I think, now. And these boys, Sam and Colby, Jake, they just have a hold on me, okay? They are so cute. And because I dress so preppy, none of them take me seriously, because, like, I'm too mainstream or whatever.
Damn right.
And I was
It's not because you're preppy, but literally every time I see you go, did you see what happened in pop media news? And I'm like, what?
Okay, yes, I like mainstream shit, but
I know, it's fabulous because I'm so out of it in my, like...
I just, there's something about a hot, like, emo guy that gets me. Just, like, I don't know. Like, Colby, I would ruin my credit score for Colby. And you know what? It's starting to affect...
That's Colby Brock.
Yes.
At Colby Brock.
Yes. I'm Colby Brock and my ass is fat. You know? I know the words to that rap. Why do I know the words to this rap, DJ?
I think we have the meme.
Exactly. Like, why do I know all the words to Colby Brock's rap? For what? I am a 28, 27-year-old man. Why am I doing this? For who? And it's affecting the people around me. I'm forcing you to watch these YouTube videos that are...
I know. Last night we tried watching the one on Chernobyl, and I was into it because I enjoy, like, stuff like that. And Paul just goes, Colby's not getting enough screen time.
I know. And are we going to address the whipped cream video? Like,
oh, the whipped cream video. Jake and Johnny. So we're watching, what were they doing? Trying Christmas alcohols.
Yeah.
And one of the Christmas alcohols was a whipped cream infused with vodka. Mm-hmm. And Johnny put a shit ton in his mouth, and it's along his chin. And I talk to the TV. I love I have a podcast. I like to talk. Obviously, when I can. And I'm not having a stroke and, like, word salading like I just did.
Right.
But, and I just went, I'm looking at it, and I go, wipe it off your chin. And Paul, without missing a beat, goes, let him do what he wants. And I'm honestly traumatized. I'm having night terrors. My sleep paralysis demon is horny Paul mad at me because I'm trying to clean off a man's chin.
Listen, the top of me just took over, okay? And
you know that man ain't a bottom. You know that man don't even know what a finger in the butthole feels like.
I know, because I'm watching the videos of him and his ex-girlfriend, and they're so cute together. And
you
awful.
know she never stuck a finger up. Like, she probably touched his butt cheek once and he went, whoa, stop.
I know! It's just... I'm eventually gonna get over this phase, and I hope it's soon, so I don't have to be tormented by these straight white emo boys on the internet.
You will always be tormented by them.
That's true.
That's the way of the world.
That's true.
But you know, that's why we drink, so shall we get into it?
Sure, let's get into it.
So, this week's wine is another one selected by Paul. He bought it because the bottle was cool. Check out the photo dump. Nothing is said on it because it's a beautiful handmade bottle, but I looked it up so I can read something.
Ooh.
Ceramic wine vessels are also produced by Artavani Wines in limited quantities. They are designed according to the old Georgian traditions and loved by many customers for their exclusive and elegant look. We present our wine in unique ceramic bottles of your choice. The combination of high-quality wine and these handcrafted masterpieces create a unique style and high-grade product. These handmade bottles work as the perfect gifts to suit every taste. They could also work as decoration of any interior due to their exquisite design and authentic presentation. And it is a red semi-sweet blend.
It is a cool bottle, I will say.
It is. It's very stone. It looks like stone, but there's like a bronzy bit that has like a Viking ship on it. And then on the back, there's what looks to be a Greek or a Roman soldier and a dragon.
Yeah, it's a cool bottle. Definitely check out the pictures on Instagram.
It's a very cool bottle. It was a bitch to get the cork off because once again it was hand dipped in wax. Oh, that cork came out so smooth though.
Yeah, there was no pop there whatsoever.
Sorry I got wax all on the inside of your corkscrew.
That's fine. It happens to the best of us.
It's just always making a mess. Getting...
Oh, a mess.
Getting fluids everywhere. Although this is more of a crust.
That just sounds like a Tuesday night.
We love crust.
Ew. Stop.
Sorry, it's been a day.
I was like, that's a big pour, girl.
I will not pour as much for you if you like.
I'm interested in this wine. I gotta see the quality of this wine. What's the name of the winery again?
Artavani, I believe.
Artavani.
It is a Kindzmarauli.
Kindzmarauli.
From the Kakheti region of Georgia. So it's
Georgia.
a Georgian wine, so it's Eastern European.
Party.
That's nice.
Okay. She's fruity.
That's
She's
nice.
a nice red fruity wine. I'm here for that.
That's very nice.
Yeah, I'm here for that. They did a good job. Maybe there is something to the ceramic bottle.
Oh, we're keeping that one.
Oh, it's a nice bottle.
We're keeping.
You can use that as like home decor, but it's a little campy. It's a little kitschy. That's not something I would like display, honestly.
I mean, it would be something pretty to like put in like a curio cabinet, like on a bookshelf. Like if you had like, I for a short time in high school started collecting those like Barnes and Noble leather bound books.
Oh yeah.
It'd be really cool to like put it with a bunch of those and like maybe like a fake skull.
That's tea. That would look good. Yeah.
On like a bookshelf in our future office.
Yes. Okay. Period.
All right, Paul. Let me tell you a story.
Let's get into it, yeah?
This structure is a round tower made of stone, supported by 8 columns leading up to arches. It stands in a place of honor on the top of a hill, where it once looked out over the harbor beyond. It could easily have been a temple or a ruined chapel. Indeed, by the looks of it, it should be one of those. But history says it was a simple windmill. But what if it isn't that simple? What if it is in fact proof of pre-Columbian settlement by Vikings, or perhaps remnants of a Templar expedition to hide treasure? Today we're going to discuss the Newport Tower.
Girl, where do you find these things I've never heard of in my life?
This one, History Channel, because whenever they're like looking for treasure, they always come here and...
Listen, the only Newport I know is the menthol cigarettes.
So, this takes place in Newport, Rhode Island, which is in America. It's not really an island.
Oh.
It's a state.
Okay, keep going. I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on right now.
Do you know what Rhode Island is?
Yeah, I know what Rhode Island is.
Because you were just like, I'm so confused.
I am. Like, where's this town? It's in Rhode Island?
It's in Rhode Island. Let me show you a picture of it.
Oh, okay. She's cute. Okay,
She's cute.
That's fine.
Is that a windmill?
It doesn't look like a windmill.
Does that look like that was built by colonists?
I don't know. I didn't go to school for geology.
Yeah, so...
Girl, this is gonna be a crazy episode. I can already
This
tell.
is a crazy one. So this one is... this is more unexplained. Well, there is an explanation, but it's more unexplained. It's a little... It's like if unexplained and conspiracy theory had a baby. Because there are theories behind it, but they're not like very conspiracy-y. So if you want to call this our first conspiracy episode, call it our first conspiracy episode.
I need to know more. Let's get it, because I need to know more.
You need to know about this rock tower.
Yeah, because, like, what's going down?
You are rock hard for this stone tower.
Oh, I'm always rock hard. Trust and believe. I'm at the DMV hard as a mother.
Oh, shit. If you're hard there's something wrong with you.
Sorry, Mom.
DJ does not endorse any of the words that comes out of Paul's mouth. Okay, so let me describe the tower. And please go on to our photo dump where we're going to have pictures of this. It is a stone tower, round of shape, in Toro Park in Newport, Rhode Island. It sits on top of a hill and historically had a view of the harbor. However, tree growth now obscures that view. So in early history, you could either stand at the tower and see out into the harbor, or from the harbor, you could see this structure.
Okay.
It is 22 feet 2 inches across east to west and 23 feet 3 inches across north to south, which creates a slight oval shape rather than a perfect circle, right. And is 28 feet tall. Prior to tree growth and urban development, on the summer solstice, the setting sun would actually come in from the west window and perfectly hit a niche in the wall beside a fireplace. Mm-hmm. The other windows are also seemingly aligned for astronomical reasons. It is supported by 8 stone columns leading up to archways.
Wait, do you mean astrological?
Astronomical.
Astronomical.
Yes, so astrological is that the stars can tell us about ourselves. Astronomical is just where the stars are.
Oh, you learn something new every day. The more you know, kids.
Above the arches, there was once a floor for an interior chamber, which had a fireplace, 4 windows aligned with the 4 compass points, and above that, 3 smaller windows, which are not aligned. And they're actually kind of wonky.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it's pretty aligned with, like, the planets and stars and things, which is really cool when, like, the ancient civilizations are able to do stuff like that. Because, like, even today, it's like, I feel like it's pretty hard to do. So how did they do it?
It's really funny that you said, like, wow, it's built by the... Like, you just assumed it was built by...
Ancient people.
Ancient people.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you the purported history.
Okay.
This is the official story. Officially, the tower is a former windmill built by Rhode Island's first colonial governor, Benedict Arnold. Not that Benedict Arnold that you're thinking of, the traitor and the Revolutionary War. He fought for the Americans, then he switched to the British side.
Okay.
This is actually that Benedict Arnold's great-grandfather. Mm-hmm. And it was built on the grounds of his mansion. Mm-hmm. Arnold specifically names the structure in his will, leaving it to his widow and requested to be buried between the tower and the mansion. Mm-hmm. So already, this is a pretty important thing. If this guy is specifically naming this tower in his will.
So wait, he's leaving it to people?
Yeah, when he died,
okay.
He left it in his will to his wife.
Interesting. Keep going. I need to hear more. Okay, before I have any thoughts, I need to know more.
During the Revolution, it was used as a lookout by American soldiers and later captured by the British and used as a munitions storage place. Many people attribute the strangeness of the structure to the influence of the Chesterton windmill, which Arnold or another colonist may have seen as it was located near a major road. And let me get you a picture of that. This is the Chesterton windmill.
Okay.
So you can see it's similar.
It is very similar. The arches at the bottom and the fullness of the structure at the top, they are very similar.
But there's the one we're talking about. There's the one that may have influenced it.
I see what you're saying, because it's built up a lot more, whereas the windmill part is just like right above the arches, where that one, the windmill, isn't like right above the arches.
But also, I'm like looking at this, and this is a very clean, finished structure, and like there's windows, and they're just there, like in any type of architecture. And the Newport, dude, it looks old. I've been to Ireland and I've seen medieval ruins. It looks medieval. Mm-hmm. Like, and apparently at one point it was covered in plaster. So it would have had more of that finished look that the Chesterton windmill would have. But like, the stones, like, if you're making a mill, why aren't you gonna like make bricks for it?
That's true. I mean, I don't know anything about architecture.
Like, I don't know how you make bricks. I know you make them, but like, why wouldn't you like try to make bricks for it rather than like using these rough stones?
I mean, I guess that's true. If they had the technology for bricks at that point in time, why not?
And, this is colonial times. This is, as they're saying, Rhode Island, and they're driving Native Americans off their generational land. Mm-hmm. And the Native Americans are rightly attacking back. So if you're taking the time to build a stone structure, then why are you not actually also taking time to make bricks?
That's true. That's very true.
Just build it out of wood at that point. Mm-hmm. However, despite this official history, others do not accept it and believe it to be proof of pre-Columbian settlement in the area.
Okay, when you say, pre-Columbian is like pre-Columbus.
Exactly. Okay. And here is my rant against Christopher fucking Columbus.
Here we go, kids.
Oh, I actually wrote this into the notes. I am ready. Christopher Columbus, folks, did not discover, air quotes around discover, America. Mm-hmm. First of all, indigenous people had been living here for generations, for millennia. It did not need discovered.
Period.
People were here. They were living here. Secondly, he never stepped foot in what is now the United States. He landed on the island of Hispaniola, which is the Dominican Republic in Haiti now.
Girl, that's so far.
That's in the fucking Caribbean.
Yeah, that's south.
That's where he initially landed. He, traveled around there, and I think he hit Mexico at one point, maybe. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking into it right now. I am on my soapbox.
Yes. Let him have it, DJ.
So, the fact that, Columbus Day. Fucking no.
Indigenous Peoples Day, and that's what we celebrate.
Exactly.
And that's on period.
If you want us to celebrate Columbus Day in Hispaniola or in these Caribbean countries where he came, that's fine and dandy. Or if you want to celebrate it in any of the Latin America countries that have that Spanish historiography, because he came over for the Spanish, that's fine. He ain't had nothing to do with us.
And that's on period. And you know what? Christopher Columbus, come on the pod. We got things to say to you. We're throwing hands.
I'm not done.
She's not done, girl. Let's keep
Thirdly, because a lot of people say, and I'm going back to second grade with this one. Mm-hmm. Columbus did not discover the world was not flat. He been not done known it because he was looking for a way to get to India that did not involve going around the Cape of Good Hope in southern Africa. Mm-hmm. So he knew if the earth is flat and he wants to get from here to here, but it's flat, he can't go this way. Mm-hmm. So why did he go that way?
Exactly.
So he did know it. And he literally stumbled upon North America. He had no idea. They were lost. The crew literally mutinied, and then they were like, we're going to throw you overboard. He was like, give me 3 more days, folks. And they said, you have 3 more days. And the next day they found it.
Oh, he got lucky.
He got so lucky. And fourthly, if we want to attribute any, the first Europeans here, we have to give it to the Vikings, who landed in modern-day Canada in roughly 10,000 AD, nearly 500 years before Columbus's famous 1492 expedition.
Hear that, Columbus? You're canceled.
He's been canceled. Mm-hmm. We live in Pittsburgh. There was a statue of him out by Shenley Park in Oakland. That thing got taken down, and my grandmother got all Italian American, and she was like, "This is history," and I was like,
"It's not."
I was like, "You know, he never came to America," and she's like, "Yes, he did," and I was like, "No,
actually."
I was like, "No, he landed in Haiti," and she was like, "No." She was like, "They had an earthquake there."
That.
Sorry, Nanny, if you're listening to this. I love you lots, and I think you're really brilliant, and you're so pretty and smart, and I love the food you cook me.
But who isn't is Christopher Columbus. And Christopher Columbus, come on the pod, because we have some words, and we're going to throw hands.
Oh, my lord. Is it hot in here, or is it me?
Oh, it's just me. I have that effect on people.
Am I having a hot flush, or did I just get that mad?
Or did I just take a couple ibuprofen?
Okay, maybe we're gonna cut you off now, Paul. 2 sips of wine, you're done.
Oh my, you're done.
All right, let's get into some theories. And please, like, if you want to say something, just jump in.
Okay, I got you.
So the first theory is the Norse theory. So this is, Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
This theory was originated by Carl Christian Raffen, sorry, I didn't speak Danish, who is the Danish archaeologist, and he came up with this in 1837.
Mm-hmm.
His theory is that the Vikings in their early exploration of North America traveled more southward than was originally thought. The early Viking epics speak of the early explorers going to areas now identified in Canada, namely Baffin Island,
mm-hmm.
and either Labrador or Nova Scotia.
Mm-hmm.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. All right.
I want to go to Nova Scotia, which is why I was thinking Nova Scotia. We have to add that to the tour.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if nobody wants to see us. I want to go to Nova Scotia. I hear it's beautiful.
All right, as long as they got a Long John Silver, whatever.
I don't know if does America even have Long John Silvers anymore?
You know what? That's a good question. I never ate there. I don't trust fast food fish, so...
I don't either, but growing up Catholic, my father was like a staunch, like, no meat on Fridays during Lent, and he would take us to Long John Silver, and me and my brother would have to subsist off Hush Puppies and french fries, because neither of us particularly like fish to begin with, and then fast food fish.
Yeah, yikes. The big yikes.
The big yikes. But the last place that they reached was a place called that they called Vinland.
Mm-hmm.
And researchers have never positively located where that is exactly.
Oh, so maybe it's like where this tower is.
So it could be... So, Raffin's...
It's fine.
Carl's theory is that New England is Vinland.
Oh, okay. And the Vikings built the tower.
Yes.
And you know, the thing about the Vikings, were mysterious people too. They did I'm pretty sure they did runes and magics and things like that.
They're often identified, I believe, with the Druids.
That's what I was going to say, but I didn't want to sound stupid.
No, because before I took my Irish history class in college that I went to Ireland with, when they said Druids, I didn't think Celts, I thought Vikings.
Right.
Which maybe that's just us being dumb Americans.
Maybe, but the reason I bring it up is because the alignment with the sky and everything, a lot of magics, ancient magics, have to do with the stars and the sky and stuff, and this tower's aligned with the sky, so it makes sense maybe that the Vikings would build it aligned with these stars and planet and things.
So it's funny that you mentioned runes, because Carl actually cited the nearby location of Dighton Rock along the Taunton River in Berkeley, Massachusetts, which, us being from a very large state, even you being from Maryland, you think this is another state. It's very close because Rhode Island is very small, and Massachusetts is also not very large.
Right.
And it's basically across a bay.
Mm-hmm.
And Dighton Rock is a 40-ton boulder which is covered in petroglyphs which have never been deciphered. Maybe runes? And I'm going to show you a picture of it.
Huh. Okay. I could see, how they might be construed as runes, but I don't know, girl.
So, Carl was they came here, they marked up this rock, and he said that this tower was originally built as either a round church, probably as a round church by the Vikings. And he pointed to the Orfeer Round Church in Orkney, Scotland. And Orkney, Scotland is super north, so they probably would have had contact with the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
Or Osterlars Church in Bornholm, which is a Danish island.
Hey.
Let me get you. So this is Osterlars Church in Bornholm.
Okay, it has that circular thing too.
It has that circular thing.
It just doesn't have the arches though.
It doesn't have the arches. I want to get a picture of the Orfner.
Orfner? I don't even know her.
So that's the church in Scotland.
Okay, that looks a lot more like what
it's
this
stone.
one is. Yeah.
So a lot of detractors to this theory point out that the Vikings, the Norse, though they built round structures, or they may have built round structures, none of it was necessarily when the Vikings could have claimed to have been here. Mm-hmm. And at the time, they were building out of wood.
Oh, okay.
The, wooden Norwegian churches, let me pull up a picture, are, really noted as being these beautiful heritage sites.
You know what? That's relatable, because I definitely prefer wood, too. So...
I know you do. Specifically hardwood.
Exactly.
So, this is a typical example of a Norse church.
Okay, yeah. That's a lot taller,
It's a lot taller. Yeah.
It's just, different. She's serving something different than this one
very
is.
Obviously wooden, multi-level tiers.
Mm-hmm. Very much not the Newport that we're talking about.
No. However, so this theory goes on to state that Arnold found the ruined tower on his estate and converted it into a windmill, like the Chesterton windmill. Mm-hmm. This theory gained further recognition with a poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, who used it as the basis for his poem, The Skeleton in Armor, which was actually about a skeleton in armor found in Fall River, Massachusetts.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool, actually.
It was found, and it had all this, bronze armor on it, and, let me...
You sound like Jason when you do that. He's like...
Who's Jason? Who's Jason?
He's Jason from Friday the 13th.
Oh,
the horror
sorry.
series. He goes...
Well, you just said Jason.
I know, it is a very common name. I get it. But you should have known from the...
I don't watch that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this is a diagram of the skeleton armor.
Okay.
So you can see, he's kind of, clutching a helmet, and, he had a breastplate, and he had a belt, which is what would, protect your stomach underneath the breastplate. Mm-hmm. And he was found with, arrowheads and, copper and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so Longfellow, based on Carl's theory, said, this is a Viking who died over here. And I want to just read one portion of that poem. 3 weeks we westward bore, and when the storm was o'er, cloud-like we saw the shore, stretching to leeward. There for my lady's bower built I the lofty tower, which to this very hour stands looking seaward.
Oh, the tower!
Yes! So Longfellow directly tied the skeleton armor with the tower.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
So, like I said, this was written by a guy as this theory was coming out, who believed it. But, it was just really pretty. It's all about a Viking who's in love with a Viking girl, and then he goes on this voyage, and he comes over here, and he built the tower for her.
That's cute. Maybe I'll get a bit of read sometime.
It's very cute if you like poetry.
The thing is, I'm not going to read that. I just said that.
I know. And in 1946, P. Lovefold and M. Jorndal found Swedish or Norwegian runic a inscription that was Swedish or Norwegian runic, 14 feet above the ground on the western side of the tower, with the date of 1010.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I scoured the internet for pictures of this specific one. But the problem is, all the pictures of, supposed runes on the tower, it's, just pictures of rocks, and it's okay, where is it?
Right.
Because sometimes, they're so weathered that you actually have to get it right just the right angle. It's please highlight it so I can see it.
I feel.
So, how are you feeling about Vikings, Paul?
I don't know. I think I have to hear another theory.
You have to hear another
just
theory.
to see how I'm feeling, where we are.
Okay. How do you feel about, Christopher Columbus did not find America for the Spanish. It was actually found by the Portuguese.
Okay.
Do you know where Portugal is?
Girl, no, you already know I don't know where Portugal is.
I know, I wanted you to...
You already know I don't know. I don't even know where I am right now. Let's be real.
You're at home, Paul. Everything's fine. You're safe. Don't worry.
Stop. Oh my god.
So Portugal is the little country that... I shouldn't say that for any of our Portuguese listeners. It's smaller than Spain, and it takes up a lot of Spain's western coast.
Yeah.
And it takes a big chunk out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a really rich maritime history. In fact, they conquered a lot of South America.
Mm-hmm.
Brazil was initially Portuguese South America.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, the kings of Portugal were overthrown. And so they were we're now the emperors of Brazil. This theory states that the Portuguese explorers, led by Miguel Cortés Real and his brother Gaspar, landed in the area and built the tower.
Okay. So the Portuguese built the tower, maybe.
The Portuguese built the tower. Probably as a lighthouse or maybe a watchtower for their settlement.
And you know what? They are a maritime folk, so...
They are a maritime folk. And Miguel Cortés Real... Mm-hmm. Sorry, I had a typo. Nobody knows if he actually reached America, what is now America, because he is presumed to have lost at sea.
Oh.
And the theory is, to go back to Dyden Rock, that rock with the petroglyphs I said, suggests that those markings were abbreviated Latin, and that the message translated into English reads as follows, and I quote, I, Miguel Cortés Real, 1511. In this place, by the will of God, I became a chief of the Indians. This theory was actually supported by the former U.S. ambassador to Portugal, Herbert Pell, mm-hmm. who is also one of the founding members of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights,
mm-hmm.
who stated that the tower is built very much like the towers of the convent of Tomar.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to remember that name. So this is in Tomar, Portugal. And I want to get a picture. So here, it's much bigger so you can see how it's kind of round.
Okay, it is round.
It's part of their church.
I don't see the similarity, but she's definitely round.
She's definitely round.
Girl, why are lighthouses round? For what? For who?
I guess it's just easier to build that way. I don't know.
Who knows?
One day when I do a haunted lighthouse, I will let you know. In here, so it's actually part of the church. So you can see the round part a little bit better. There's not a whole lot to support it other than that, though. Why aren't we speaking Portuguese now?
Right. What's the tea?
So, Vikings or Portuguese, Paul?
Right now I'm going to go with Vikings.
But
what I'm really interested in is if there's any supernatural theories to this. I'm waiting for the ancient aliens explanation. Aliens.
Well, no aliens, but I will say that it would be a pretty I won't say supernatural, super feat for this next theory to have occurred.
Alright, I'm ready for it.
That the tower's built by the Chinese.
Okay, well that's interesting.
I'm really. I was waiting for you to laugh out loud, thinking that I was pulling a joke, which I am not. Mm-hmm. This is an actual theory that was put forward by Gavin Menzies in his 2002 book, 1421, the year the Chinese discovered America.
All right, I'm ready to hear about this. I've never encountered this talk before.
This theory states that Chinese explorers and concubines landed here from the junks of Zheng He, a noted explorer and mariner during the early Ming Dynasty.
Okay. I don't know about the word concubine, because I'm pretty sure that means something not okay, but...
We're not going to get into that because I haven't done any research on that.
Okay.
It very well could have been traditional use of the word where you have a wife and then you have a concubine who is like in a polyamorous relationship where you're married to one and you mm-hmm. have somebody else you love.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to go with that.
Period. All right.
They came willingly because I did not. Because I'm not reading this book.
I'm pretty sure concubine. I'm pretty sure it's like succubus or something.
No.
I think concubine is we need
I'm
a fact
looking it
check
up.
right now.
Oh my god.
Because I
know what a concubine is. Hang on. In polygamous societies, a woman who lives with a man but has a lower status than his wife or wives.
Oh, she's the other girl. She's the other doll.
See, when you said that, I thought you were like thinking like forced prostitution.
What was I? I don't even know.
I don't even know because when you said like succubus, I was like, what the fuck?
Right. Just ignore me. I'm on another level today.
You are. I'm kind of here for it. But this theory posits that the tower is built as a lookout tower or a lighthouse and points out to similarities between it and other Chinese lighthouses built elsewhere. I don't know. See, if this was in like California or Oregon and Washington, I'd be like, yeah, totally. But like for like a Chinese explorer on these like sailing ships, like this is an arduous journey, and just like to get all the way across the Pacific Ocean, which is huge, and then get to the Pacific coast, and then sail all the way down past South America, around Cape Horn, and then up to New England.
That's too far, girl.
That would take years.
Yeah, I don't think it was the Chinese.
And then he went back to China, and he actually became like a minister for the Chinese emperors.
Yeah, I don't think life expectancy that like back then was that long. Like,
and I got to go back to, okay, if the Chinese got here, then why aren't we all speaking Chinese? Why are these like the Vikings? Like they were known for that. They had their settlements. They would go out. They would pillage. They would explore. They would come back. But the Portuguese, they were looking for new settlements. Why wouldn't they come back with settlers? The Chinese, why wouldn't they come back with settlers?
Exactly.
And why are they going so far?
Doesn't make sense. Not here for it.
Which is why this theory is widely panned as pseudo history and not considered at all very likely.
Did you say pseudo?
Yeah.
Isn't it pseudo?
This theory is widely panned as pseudo history and not considered very likely at all.
That's so funny. I'm saying pseudo from now on. That's iconic.
Wait, I listened to and That's Why We Drink.
Yeah.
And one of the hosts, rather than saying, okay, we're going to segue into our next topic, they say, we're going to segue, because that's how it's spelled.
Segue. Okay.
Segue.
Like ragu. Like
yes, which is iconic, so Suedo is my segue.
Party.
So how are you feeling now? Vikings, Chinese, or the Portuguese?
I'm going with the Vikings, girl. We're staying strong with the Vikings, the Norse gods.
Okay. Well, I have one last theory here.
Alrighty, I'm ready for it.
Which may change your mind.
Okay.
This is one of the most popular theories, and it is that the tower is built by medieval Templars.
Oh, the Templar, like the Knights of Templar. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. I'm interested. Okay.
So for those of you who don't know, the poor fellow soldiers of Christ and the Temple of Solomon, better known as the Knight Templars, kind of the reason why I don't go by Donovan James, was a Catholic military order closely associated with the Crusades, which grew to be one of the wealthiest and most popular orders of the medieval era. They were officially endorsed by Pope Innocent II in 1139 and became a favorite charity amongst the rich, nobility, and royalty. 90% of their membership by the time they were disbanded was civilian. And they established an early type of banking and are often considered to be one of the world's first multinational corporations with over 1,000 establishments throughout Europe and the Holy Land. By 1307, however, the failure of the Crusades and rumors of an odd initiation ceremony created a certain distrust of the order amongst regular people. King Philip IV of France used this to press Pope Clement V to have many of the French knights arrested, tortured, and executed at the stake on Friday, October 13th, 1307, which is one of the reasons why we think Friday the 13th is unlucky. However, Philip did this due to the fact that he was actually heavily in debt to the order and could not repay it.
Okay.
So that's kind of like, I have an American Express card.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pay my American Express bill. So I'm going to have American Express shut down and arrested and killed.
Jeez. That's wild.
Which that's one form of debt relief.
I mean, if someone's not there anymore, you don't owe them any more money, so...
In 1312, Clement V officially disbanded the order, and much of the Templar infrastructure and money disappeared suddenly, leading to rumors of a lost Templar treasure. So this theory posits that Templar knights, led by Henry Sinclair, who was a Scottish Templar and Earl from Orkney, Scotland.
Oh.
We talked about it earlier during the Vikings.
Oh.
Fled prosecution Europe. They set sail from the port of La Rochelle in France with their treasure in 1398 and followed old Viking shipping routes. Landing in modern-day Rhode Island, they built the tower as either a chapel or a watchtower.
Okay, I'm here for this.
So, and remember the other thing I told you to remember about the convent of Tomar?
Yeah.
That was established by the Templars.
Oh, okay. It's all coming together.
So you have these circular structures. Okay, so there's a temple. It's called Temple Church in London. And it was built by the Templars. I'm going to show you a picture. What'd you notice?
Okay, there's like, it's circular.
It's round.
Yeah, it's round.
So, like, this is notably a preferred method of building by the Templars.
Okay, I'm low-key a little bit sold on maybe it's the Templars who built it.
Yeah. This is in the medieval era. Mm-hmm. It's very medieval looking. Mm-hmm. The Templars are sometimes associated with the Masons.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and remember that odd initiation rite? Mm-hmm. Those 4 windows on what was the main level are nearly perfectly north, south, east, west. Mm-hmm. The 3 wonky windows on what would have been the second floor perfectly look out at certain major constellations.
Iconic.
So maybe it was an observatory.
Maybe. I'm here for that.
Advocates for this theory also point out to the Westford Night on Sinclair Rock as one of the examples of this being true. So Sinclair Rock is a boulder in Westford, Massachusetts. It supposedly depicts a medieval knight who is a part of Henry's group who died and was buried nearby. And so, that's Sinclair Rock.
Okay, nice.
So, and you can see the shield here. Mm-hmm. Okay, do you see the knight here?
Yes.
So they think this might have been like a funerary monument for him. Mm-hmm. And Henry Sinclair was the grandfather of Sir William Sinclair, who built Roslin Chapel in Scotland, which is allegedly full of Templar symbolism, and whose ties to the Templars was highlighted in Dan Brown's novel The Da Vinci Code, in which the climax occurs in the chapel.
Oh, see, I often climax in the chapel too, so I get it.
So, Paul, what do you think?
Well, just between us girls, I have to say, I'm kind of low-key sold on the Templar thing. It probably was the Knights of Templar. So wake up, sheeple! It was the Knights of Templar. They're lying to you. It was pre-Columbus.
Well, Paul, we are a believer podcast.
Exactly.
However, and this makes me really sad, I do have to say that there is overwhelming scientific evidence that it really is just a windmill.
Well, then go back to bed, sheeple. You win this time.
Extensive carbon dating have proven that it dates from the colonial times. Around the area there is no Viking artifacts, there is no Portuguese artifacts, there are no Templar artifacts, and there are no Chinese artifacts around it.
Well, they win this time, but we'll get them next time.
But, I mean, I think it's a great story.
It is an interesting story.
And you look at it and you just go, what the fuck is this medieval ruin doing in the middle of Newport, Rhode Island? Mm-hmm. And I do like all of these stories of what it could have been, especially the Templar one, like treasure and like fleeing persecution and sailing with treasure, building this chapel.
It does make things more interesting. It's probably a lot more interesting story than whatever it is, or like
a
whatever.
Windmill.
Yeah, boring. Who cares? I'm here for the juicy tea, okay?
So
no, I'm here for the tea.
I got a question for you.
All right, I'm ready for it.
Smash or pass? Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
Ooh, I think you and everyone else knows the answer to that question. We're gonna smash.
And smash, and smash, and you'd let him smash you with his hammer.
Exactly. Trust and believe. He could smash me like I smash Olive Garden breadsticks.
I had a hard time coming up with a smasher pass. I was like, what am I to do? Smasher pass Leif Erikson? And then I was like, oh, I could do Chris Hemsworth as Thor. Paul will never see that coming.
Right, I did not see that coming. And you know, most of the time I don't see most things coming, so take that as you will.
Oh, wow. This was, I mean, despite the fact that I was a downer at the end of the episode, but yeah, it's probably wouldn't know. This was a pretty fun episode.
It was fun. It was interesting. It was cool. I learned a lot. I didn't even know that tower existed before this episode.
So if anybody watches those those Discover Channel or History Channel things like Finding Treasure, Templars in America, this will come up a lot, and like they're coming in, it's like, yeah, it can teach you things, da-da-da-da-da.
Mm-hmm. I know. I feel like, at the end of the day, we're still fighting Christopher Columbus, and that's just...
Oh, every day. That's an ongoing fight.
We're throwing hands, and it's on sight.
And he's opening up the trash can. Put yourself in there where you belong.
Right. You're canceled, Christopher. Go home. No one wants you. No one wants you here.
Can shut.
Oh, jeez. Okay. We gotta stop. We gotta turn this off before I get too crazy.
Yeah, now the ghost of Christopher Columbus has broken your trash can.
And you know what?
I'm calling it.
You know what? It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. You remember that song from the early 2000s?
Paul, I know it's New Year's Eve, and you have not even had half of a glass of wine yet, but you're shut off.
I know, it's done. I'm canceled for tonight. I'll see everyone tomorrow.
Oh, well, everyone.
Alright, guys. It's been a cool episode. You know about the Newport Tower. I know about the Newport Tower now. Everyone knows certain things.
Did that so bro-y. Alright, everyone. Now you know about the Newport Tower, and let's go through our socials. Our Instagram is at Crypts and Corks Pod, as is our TikTok. You can find us on Facebook at Crypts and Corks, or Twitter at Crypts and Corks. You got stories or personal stories or story recommendations? Email us at cryptsandcorks@gmail.com. You can follow my Instagram at DJ Chessie Powers. Paul, where can they find you?
You can find me at Paul Ember, all one word, PAULEMBR, on Instagram, on God, baby girl, Team Bryce, on God. All my Tana Mojo fans will get that one.
And you know, I am Colby Brock, and I have a fat ass.
And you know what? I'd fuck your bitch, but your bitch is whack. And that's not me saying that. That is the lyrics to the song. So at Colby Brock, not me over that one.
And on that note, please, listeners, remember to keep your crypts tight.
And your corks loose. Bye.